Hello, my name is Laura Friedman, and I will be presenting the JMessenger integration project for CIT262 Group 4. Our team includes Sophia Gannon, Denise Getz, Matthew Shop, and Jack Wilson. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. Please note the picture on the left. It represents our view of this project, taking something from a rudimentary seedling and designing it into a beautiful end product. The stacks of gold coins are also a metaphor for the wealth and growth our company will experience if this project is adopted. In our current environment, we have major issues that are negatively impacting the company. First and foremost, we are not currently compliant with the government-mandated Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This results in monthly financial penalties imposed by the government, loss of revenue from potential clients, and business continuity vulnerabilities in our code and communications. I want to highlight that lack of compliance with Sarbanes-Oxley prevents any clients with that requirement from doing business with us. Thus, our company is missing out on $5 million of potential revenue due to contracts lost to competitors. Additionally, we have no corporate software change control system. Our proprietary code and communications are all stored on public servers, and lack of version control leads to bug-ridden code. Every project has potential risks, and this project is no exception. In defining the overall project, we identified the following risks during our risk analysis stage. First, change to the project expectations after the project is defined will cause scope creep. Scope creep is a common problem that has to be mitigated in projects when there are attempts to rewrite and add to the original expectations and requirements. We will mitigate this problem by having detailed business and systems requirements with executive management and customer sign-off. The project manager will work diligently to keep the project expectations in line with the original approved requirements throughout the project lifecycle. Any add-ons will be redressed as secondary enhancements after the project is complete. Second, if the product does not meet SOX requirements, it will be disastrous. To mitigate this problem, we will match the current SOX compliance requirements and incorporate these as must-do items from all aspects, whether from a hardware, software, or procedural perspective. We will also have our corporate legal department reviewing the project at different stages to ensure we are meeting this critical requirement. Third, encountering system limitations that prevent the final product from working properly. This can come from many sources: inadequate hardware, software, or network infrastructure, and they can become very costly from a systems and labor perspective. To mitigate this problem, we will be completing a thorough technical feasibility study, which will include an assessment of our current systems environment and identify upgrades or replacements where needed prior to project start. We will also contract with all vendors of our technology and systems products for additional support throughout the project. Fourth, failure to meet milestones and key deliverables will result in delayed completion of the project and additional costs to the company. To mitigate this problem, the project manager will provide a detailed project plan with major tasks broken down in manageable and quantifiable chunks. This will enable thorough follow-up and communication daily and weekly as needed. Our project manager will also work with other project managers throughout the company to reprioritize tasks when there are unplanned delays. Fifth, the employees may be resistant to adopting the new system. Oftentimes, developers like to be autonomous and don't want to be bogged down with procedures that, in their view, inhibit their productivity. To mitigate this risk, our management is going to promote the new system and communicate the mandated expectations for employees to use the system. We will provide training and assign mentors for those employees who need extra help in learning the new system. Finally, we will establish a formal cutover date where the old system will no longer be available. This date will be formally announced from top executives in the company. Sixth, a disaster, natural or otherwise, will cause project delays. Floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, fires, and even terrorist threats are always a possibility. This is not within the scope of our project to mitigate. However, the company has a disaster recovery policy and plan in place that covers this risk. Our proposal is to create a software development environment with the following characteristics: a private server using HTTPS, SSH, and VPN. This server will provide a storage area/database for projects where users connect securely to the database to access source code files. We will also create an application that integrates with that database. This application will allow users to check out and check in source code files for development projects. It will also generate reports for users and management to provide tracking for both version control and compliance with Sarbanes-Oxley. Offsite access will be available through the VPN. However, the application will be designed to prevent files from being stored on local hard drives. The systems development lifecycle approach we've chosen is FDD, or Feature-Driven Development. This approach was selected because we can roll out the application development platform in 3 major phases, helping the users adapt to the new system more quickly, while also enabling the project development team an opportunity to correct problems as they arise and incorporate them into the next phase of features released. This method of development blends a waterfall approach with an agile approach. The first 3 phases of the project will be consecutive and occur only once. The other 3 phases are iterative. By following the FDD model, our project breakdown is as follows. Develop an overall model phase, which is 1.5 months. During this phase, the organizational, technical, and economic feasibility studies will be complete. We will also complete the interview and hiring of all team members. Build a features list phase will be 2 months. During this phase, activities include building a detailed features list for the entire project. Also included is the systems and integration test plan for the entire project. Plan by features model phase will be 1 month. During this phase, all the features defined in the previous phase will be divided into 3 design and build phases. The design and build phase will occur 3 times and will be 1.5 months in duration for each iteration. Each iteration will include additions and changes to the database design and build of features, developing and executing an application test plan, and identifying issues to resolve and/or incorporate into the next iteration. Total development time for the project is expected to be 9 months. For quality and assurance standards, we will be adhering to ISO/IEC 9126 quality and assurance standards. Our testing plan will include unit testing, integration and systems testing, and user acceptance testing. The unit testing will have black and white box tests. The integration and systems testing will be user interface, use case requirements, security testing, performance testing, reliability testing, and systems interface testing. And then user acceptance testing will be usability or user experience. Our team will consist of 16 people, with 1 project manager, 2 analysts, 1 engineer architect, 3 developers, 1 DBA, 1 tech support specialist, 6 testers, and 1 corporate lawyer. Overall, we expect the project manager to take control and lead others effectively. Team members will be skilled in their respective areas, ensuring the success of the project. The team will interact confidently with each other and cross-functional departments, and they will also be flexible and able to address issues with skill and diplomacy. Here is a UML of current and proposed functionality. We will be adapting an existing program called JMessenger and incorporating extensive additional functionality for our project. The blue items represent current functionality and include file, send message, receive message, and exit. These clearly are rudimentary operations. The green items represent proposed future functionality and are far more expansive. As you can see, we will be taking the JMessenger seedling and growing it into a money-making application development platform. This slide is the first half of the Gantt chart showing a proposed breakdown of the project with milestones and dependencies. The green highlighted boxes are the phases discussed previously. Included in the statement of work document, separate from this presentation, is a detailed task list with all assigned resources. This is the second half of the Gantt chart showing remaining phases of the project. If the project were approved and started on January 2nd, 2018, it would be complete 9 months later in early September 2018. In summary, the current environment is costing our company $5 million in lost revenues each year, in addition to the monthly government-imposed fines for non-compliance with Sarbanes-Oxley. This project is anticipated to only cost $500,000. The choice is clear. We must take the JMessenger seedling and develop it into a revenue-generating application development platform. It's time to make it happen and approve this project. Thank you for viewing this presentation.